But in my opinion, CISOs don't own the risk, right? Owning that risk belongs to who can fix it. Right. So if my organization is falling behind on patching, I'm going to pick that as a thing. And my CIO doesn't allocate enough money for the patching process, right? Is it really the CISO's responsibility, right? If my product organization is building a product that has vulnerabilities and doesn't have the resources in the development cycle, right? Perhaps they are not using CI/CD as they should, right? If that's happening, is it really the CISO who should own that risk? So that's one of the hills that I choose to charge sometimes, that the CISO shouldn't be owning the risk, right? They should absolutely be advising. They should absolutely have a operational responsibilities over the security team. How well is the SOC running? That kind of thing. But the actual risk for the organization, I think it's elsewhere. Right. Or it should be more distributed.
And I agree with you. You mentioned, so 2 points. You mentioned regulators. We have, governance and policies. That's like 30% of cybersecurity, whether we like it or not, because it's really, really boring. But it's so important. It's such an important part of strategy and cybersecurity strategy that I've seen overlooked over and over again. And with the point about CISOs, I think that's where I can remember, you get so excited about technology that oftentimes, forget about documentation. That just, you're just so, and I think that's something that happened with AI in cybersecurity, that we see policies becoming such an important piece of cybersecurity strategy, and such an important piece when we talk about CISOs and responsibility, because they have something to point to. Like, this is written policy that we have, and this is what we're going to go by. And I think then it takes that ownership and makes it company wide, and not a person, who just is owning a strategy that's not written down. So I believe in the written word. I believe that it's so desperately needed, especially as we come into AI and this level of uprooting that we're seeing.